What if NFL teams combined with their logo twins? Shout out to Ryan Atkins over on Twitter, man. He sent me this idea. I made a couple modifications, but it was a funny idea, man, creative. And we're gonna put all of these teams in a tournament and see who comes out on top. Few notes on the video. One team will get a first round bye. All right, we will spin the wheel and determine who it is because we ended up with 15. Also, it's not meant to be taken serious. All right, it's just for fun. Some of these might be reaches, but it's really not that serious. Now let's get to the teams. First up, we have the Redbirds, aka the Arizona Cardinals and Atlanta Falcons, led by Kyler, Bijan, Hollywood and London at wide receiver. You have Pitts at tight end, 85 overall, tied for the lowest in the tournament with about 4 or 5 other teams. So they might be underdogs, but they still got a chance. Next up, we have the Crescent Shapes, the Chicago Bears and the Indianapolis Colts. Justin Fields leading the way at quarterback, slightly higher overall than Richardson. You have JT, DJ Moore, Pittman, Downs, Mooney. Another 85 overall team. Offense, slightly better. Defense only has one guy with abilities in DeForest Buckner. But if you sleep on them, they might make you pay. Now, when combining these teams, I put them all on the franchise that had the better overall quarterback. So when we got to the green ovals, it was a no-brainer to put them on the New York Jets. We combined them and the Green Bay Packers. Rodgers playing with Aaron Jones once again. Him, Brees, Dalvin, nasty running back core. Defense has a ton of guys with abilities. Sauce and Jair might be the best cornerback duo in this tournament. Next up, we have the Blue Cats, the Detroit Lions, and the Carolina Panthers. Jared Goff at quarterback for them. Montgomery, Amon-Ra, and Thielen. Nasty one too. Burns the only guy with abilities on this defense, but another 85 overall. And then we have the gray/silver birds, the Philadelphia Eagles and Seattle Seahawks, both with gray or silver in their logos. Jalen Hurts leading the way. Kenneth Walker, DeAndre Swift, nasty one too. Behind that O-line, you have DK, AJ Brown, Smitty, and Tyler Lockett, along with Goddard and Fant, man, might be the best wide receiver group we've seen so far. 90 overall, highest overall we've seen. They should make it deep without breaking a sweat. Now we're looking at team pointy things. The New Orleans Saints and Dallas Cowboys. Mr. Prescott leading the way. Pollard and Kamara, phenomenal one too. You have Jamal as the power back. CD with Olave, Michael Thomas, another 90 overall. They have 2 X Factors in their front 7. 4 other guys with abilities. Maybe the best trio of cornerbacks with Diggs, Lattimore, and Gilmore. Now we have the Teal Floridians, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Miami Dolphins. Tua leading the way with ETN, Tyreek and Waddle, along with Ridley and Kirk. They're an 89 overall, one of the highest we've seen. Ramsey, the only guy with abilities on their defense though. This might be the favorites in the tournament, however. The interlocked letters, the San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs. Mahomes, McCaffrey, Kelsey, and Kittle on the same team. Not to mention Debo, Ayuk. 94 overall, 4 higher than the previous high of 90. I mean, you have 3 X Factors on defense. Gonna be a very tough team to beat. Now, this is where I made one modification. We have the Pirates, but instead of just the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Las Vegas Raiders, I added in the Minnesota Vikings. So our first 3 franchise team is a 93 overall, second highest we've seen. Kirk Cousins leading the way. You have Jacobs, Jay Jettas, and Devontae, probably the best one too. And then you also have 2 other guys with abilities, and Evans and Godwin. You have Hawkinson at tight end. O-line's nasty. Defense, so many guys with abilities. Had to find a way to start all of them. The Pirates are looking good. Next up, we have the letter B, the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals. Rivals combining to form a 91 overall. Lamar leading the way with Chase and Higgins. Mandrews at tight end. 2 guys with abilities on defense. This team could definitely do some things. Our next team is the Orange Heads. We have the Cleveland Browns and the Denver Broncos. Dangerous Wilson leading the way. They're an 87 overall. Chubb at running back with Cooper, Sutton, but it's their defense led by Myles Garrett, Pat Surtain, Zadarius, and company that will hopefully help them go far in this tournament. And now we have another slight modification. This team is called the 2/3 blue and red. We have the New England Patriots, whose logo has blue, red, and silver. The Buffalo Bills, who have blue, red, and white. And then the Houston Texans, who also have blue, red, and white. This team's an 89 overall with Allen and Diggs, of course. Solid offense in general, but the defense has so many studs Ckbirds, another team to look out for. Now, we didn't include the Titans on this team because they have 4 colors total. 2 different blues, navy blue and regular blue, along with red and silver. But also, they have 3 stars, which is our next team with Tennessee and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Henry and Hopkins still on the Titans. Tannehill still leading the way. But now you have Pickens, Deontay Johnson, wide receiver core much improved, Freiermuth at tight end. They're an 86 overall, so 1 higher than the lowest. Defense is stacked with Watt, elite safety duo, arguably the best in the tournament. This next one might have been a slight reach, okay? We have the yellow boomerangs, kinda. If you squint really hard, you know, you could see one for the Los Angeles Rams and then the Los Angeles Chargers. The 2 LA teams coming together to form an 89 overall. Not too shabby at all. Herbert with Eckler, Cooper Kupp, and Keenan Allen. Their defense with Donald, Bosa, Matt, Derwin. They might not have the highest overall, but no one would be shocked if they won the whole thing. And our 15th and the final team is the lowercase letters, the New York Giants and the Washington Commanders. They also are an 85 overall. Sam Howell, the highest overall quarterback on both of these rosters. Saquon with McLaurin. That's a nasty 1-2. And then their D-line, one of the best in the tournament with Sexy Dexy, Jonathan Allen, Chase Young, Payne, Leonard Williams. I mean, the depth is crazy. Will it be enough? So he went the wheel aside to see who got the first round bye. Put all 15 teams on the wheel and it landed on the crescent shapes. So they are automatically into the Elite 8. Here's a broad look of the tournament. Now let's get right into the matchups. First, we have the Orange Heads taking on the lowercase letters. Orange Heads are going to get ball first in this one. Now, until we get to the Final Four, we're going to sim the entire game just about. But if it's close in the 4th quarter, you already know we hop right in and watch the last possession or 2. But the Orange Heads with a commanding lead, and it looks like they're going to win this one with ease. The Broncos and the Browns, led by Sean Payton, get their first dub of the tournament. Russell Wilson with a decent game. Sam Howell, not so great. Less than 100 yards. Nick Chubb was dominant on the ground. Saquon did his thing, but he did fumble the football. You turn the ball over, it's going to be tough to win. Now we have the interlocked letters taking on the Pirates. This one is a star-studded affair. These are arguably the 2 best teams in this experiment. I mean, they have the 2 highest overalls, 94 versus 93. One juggernaut is going home in the very first round. The interlocked letters are up 3 heading into the 4th quarter. Can they hold on to their lead? Double-digit lead, and this one's over. 14-point victory for the Chiefs and the Niners. Valiant effort from Kirk Cousins and company, but Minnesota, Las Vegas, and Tampa Bay just could not get it done, man. The run game was not doing anything for the Pirates. Jay Jettas did his thing. Devontae, 2 touchdowns, but the interlocked letters just had a little bit too much firepower, and they're headed to the Elite 8. The letter B taking on the 3 stars. All right, we have the letter B striking first in this one. A low-scoring game. I mean, these are franchises with really good defenses. 3rd quarter, we're tied up. We have the 3 stars taking the lead, but not for long. One of the closest games we've seen so far. 3rd down and 5. Can the 3 stars get a stop? Lamar gonna keep it. He's gonna get the first down. And here's Justin Tucker for the game winner. Tannehill needs a miracle. Will he even get rid of it? No! The letter B is gonna be in the Elite 8. We have the green ovals taking on the teal Floridians. The Jags and Dolphins come into this game with an 89 overall. Meanwhile, the green ovals have an 85 overall, so they're at a slight disadvantage, and it's showing early on. Teal Floridians up 21-3 heading into half number 2. Commanding lead in the 4th quarter. Can Rodgers lead a late game comeback? No. Mike McDaniel has his squad headed to the next round. Tua did just enough. Etienne, Mostert with a nasty 1-2 punch. Both had a touchdown, but Tyreek almost 20 yards per reception against Sauce and Jair. We have the 2/3 blue and red team taking on the yellow boomerangs. Kinda. Gotta love a night game, man. We have the last remaining 3-team franchise in this video versus, 2 teams that are in close proximity to each other. And right now, the yellow boomerangs with a nice lead in the 4th quarter. Are they really gonna beat 3 teams in one? Yes! The Patriots, Bills, and Texans go home in round 1, 17-27. Allen had a good game. 2 touchdowns, only 10 incompletions. Outplayed Justin Herbert, but they could not get anything going on the ground. Story of Josh Allen and his team. Keenan was going crazy. Diggs with a lot of receptions. receptions and yards, but it was not enough. Yellow Boomerangs moving on thanks to Khalil Mack, Bosa, Donald, and company. We have another good matchup, this time between the Blue Cats and the Pointy Things. I know the Pointy Things have a slight advantage in terms of overall, but I think this is one of the more even matchups that we're going to see in this tournament. Both teams have studs on both sides of the football right now. The Pointy Things extending their lead to 11, actually making 4 possessions in the fourth quarter, if my math is correct, which it probably isn't, but either way, thought it would be a little bit closer, but Goff did not have a good game. One could say he was off. I'm sorry, that was a bad joke. Okay, I was trying to rhyme, you know what I'm saying? Anywho, the Saints and Cowboys are headed to the Elite 8. And then our final matchup of the Sweet 16, we have the Gray/Silver Birds taking on the Red Birds. Only one Birds team can remain, and right now, the Gray/Silver Birds get off to a phenomenal start. Seahawks and Eagles with 21 points put up in the first half, but don't look now. The Redbirds staying close. They drop 14, but is it too little too late? Right now, they cannot stop that offense, and they're going home. Philadelphia and Seattle hung 41 on the Cardinals/Falcons team. Kyler and Hurts with pretty identical stats. Kenneth Walker, though, behind that O-line went crazy. A lot of rushing touchdowns on both sides of the football. Kyle Pitts did his thing with Kyler throwing him the football. So here's an updated look at the bracket. 8 teams remain, and we finally get to see the crescent shapes in action. Unfortunately for them, they have a tough matchup in their first game against the letter B. But luckily for them, one of their logos is the horseshoe, so they should have good luck on their side. They get the first lead of the game. The first 2 touchdowns, but don't sleep on the letter B. This is a close one. Far from over, man. The letter B takes the lead in the fourth quarter, but it's the crescent shapes with a chance to win it right here. 4th and 5. This is about a 52-53 yarder, and it's good. 2nd and 10 for Lamar. Does he have a game-tying drive in him? Remember, they have Justin Tucker, the best of our generation. Mandrews puts them pretty much in field goal range already. As a matter of fact, that's what they're gonna do. A 63-yarder, maybe 64. Justin Tucker, can he do it again? Yes! It's good. We're headed into overtime. Now, this is in the regular season, so unfortunately, first touchdown wins it. The crescent shapes are going to get ball first. First play for Justin Fields. He gets hit as he throws it. Almost intercepted. One of the best secondaries in this tournament. The letter B is going to be tough to pass against. Justin finds a crease, though, and fits the ball into the hands of DJ Moore. 3rd and 2. JT not going to get the first. What a play by DJ Reader. The letter B forces a 3 and out, and now it's next score wins. Lamar in the shotgun, going over the middle to his favorite target, Mandrews. Makes in again. Oh, great block! Pancakes all around. They pick up the first. Few plays later, Justin Tucker for the game winner, and the letter B is moving on to the final 4. 26-23, very close game, man. Credit to the crescent shapes. Going in, they had to be huge underdogs, man. No one gave them a chance, but they were so close to winning it. Valiant effort. Another star-studded matchup. This time, the interlocked letters taking on the yellow boomerangs. Kinda. Mahomes versus Herbert. Literally always a close matchup. Now, it's a little bit more low scoring than I expected. And the first touchdown wasn't until late in the second quarter, but would you look at that? The yellow boomerangs had the lead heading into the fourth quarter. They take it back. 2-possession lead for the yellow boomerangs in what would be considered an upset, man. That's just so much talent on the interlocked letters sideline. Kelsey, Kittle, McCaffrey, Mahomes. I mean, the list goes on. And now they're going home. I have no words right now. I mean, hey, credit to the yellow boomerangs. They did their thing. Mahomes had a good game. Him and Herbert with pretty good stats. But Cooper Kupp was too much to handle. 150. Defense was balling as well, man. You had Bosa, Khalil stepping up. No interceptions. Just good gameplay from both teams. Now we have Team Pointy Things taking on the Teal Floridians. Overalls are just about the same. My matchup to watch is Tyreek, Waddle, and that wide receiver core versus Gilmore, Lattimore, Trevon Diggs, and that's secondary, man. Gonna keep my eye on that one right now. Team Pointy Things with a nice 2-point lead heading to the fourth quarter, but hey, the Teal Floridians 1 first down away from the final 4. Let's see what the play call is. Tua in the shotgun. He's gonna hand it off. First down. Actually, wait a minute. 4th and inches. What a stop by the Pointy Things. They have one more chance. Play action. action. Zone coverage again. Dak gonna go down. Emmanuel Ogbah with the huge sack. 4th and 13. Last chance for the pointy things. Does Dak have it in him? He throws it on the run. There's a flag. Is this pass interference? Yes. Xavier Howard the culprit. And the pointy things stay alive. Still only 24 seconds. Need to get in field goal range. Dak cannot afford a sack. He barely gets rid of it. Can't lie. That was great awareness to get rid of it right there. And to not get an intentional grounding. 2nd and 10. 20 seconds left. He's going to go to his running back. What a pass. What a catch by Pollard. They have to spike it. They're not going to spike it. The Teal Floridians move on. I was just praising Dak for his awareness. For him to go ahead and do that on the last play of the game. Not try to spike it. I mean, even if they got the playoff, they were going to just throw the ball or run a regular play. I just don't understand it, man. I blame Madden. I don't blame Dak. I feel like that's just, they're not programmed to make smart decisions. Final matchup of the Elite Eight. We have the Gray/Silver Birds taking on the Orange Heads. We will go from 5 logo twins to just 4 after this game. The Gray/Silver Birds get off to the early lead, but the Orange Heads take the lead in the 2nd quarter. However, 4th and 12 for the Gray/Silver Birds. They're down 3, only 2 timeouts. 1:18. Here comes the blitz. Hurts over the middle. Good deflection. And the Orange Heads are heading into the Final Four after a nice win over a pretty stacked roster, man. The Seahawks plus the Eagles. Unfortunately, Kenneth Walker could not get going behind that amazing O-line. Credit to the D-line of the Broncos and the Browns for stopping that run game. Myles Garrett doing his thing as well. 3 more games remaining. This one's gonna be the letter B versus the Yellow Boomerangs. Both teams have fought and battled against really good opponents to get to this point, and now they have to do it one more time. First team to strike is the Yellow Boomerangs, but we have once again another low-scoring game. Now it's 19-11. Heading into the 4th quarter, teams are starting to pick it up. Let's see if Lamar can lead a late game comeback. No, he can't. The Yellow Boomerangs do it again. Herbert and Lamar with pretty much identical stats, man. That's crazy. But this was once again a defensive battle. Zay Flowers and Keenan both with 100 yards plus. But once again, Khalil Mack with a sack in every single game. He's helping his team along with Aaron Donald go to the championship game. Time to find out who will face the Yellow Boomerangs in the championship. We have the Teal Floridians taking on the Orange Heads. The overall advantage goes to the Teal Floridians, the Jaguars and the Dolphins, but the Browns and the Bengals have Myles Garrett. They have a resilient roster and they have the lead in the 3rd quarter. Can they keep it, man? 11 points is the advantage heading into the 4th. 2-possession lead. Too little, too late for the Teal Floridians. Sean Payton does it again. He has his team in the championship game. Russell Wilson outplaying Tua. Well, at least, you know, he threw more touchdowns, but a lot less yards. Either way, his team wins. Nick Chubb has been on a mission. Another 100-plus yard game on the ground. A lot of receiving touchdowns for the Teal Floridians, but it was just okay. Okay? J-okay. Has his team moving on. Myles Garrett, 2 more sacks. Tomlinson's and Darius, they're in the championship. The last matchup to crown a champion, the Orange Heads taking on the Yellow Boomerangs. Let's just be honest, okay? None of us had this as the matchup. I call cap if you say you did, alright? First play, look at Myles Garrett already making his presence felt. Herbert in the shotgun. They're going back to Eckler. That's how you stick with the run. Eckler rewards them with a 1st down. See where Herbert decides to go on this crucial play. Oh, he throws a pick. What a play right there by Greg Newsome. Rising up, getting the INT. Can Russell Wilson help their team score first? Nick Chubb doing a lot of heavy lifting. Arguably the best running back in the league when healthy. A lot of players in this game out for the season. Hopefully they bounce back next year because look at what they can do. Here comes the screen. Nick Chubb. Does he have enough to get the first? Yes, he does. He's doing it all, people. Will this first possession for the Orange Heads end in any points? 2nd and 17. Chubb once again. Oh my goodness. The stiff arm Nick Chubb inside the 20. He cannot be stopped right now. 1st and goal. First play of the 2nd quarter in our championship game. If you're enjoying it, destroy the like button. For more tournaments like this, Russell Wilson throws a pick. But there's a flag. Let's see what it is. Pass interference. interference on the defense. He gets saved. Asante Samuel Jr. with the penalty. It's a 1st and goal at the 1. I'll be shocked if this is not a Nick Chubb carry. Here it is. Nice block. Too easy. Orange Heads with the first lead of the game. Right now, it looks like they might have the best player in this tournament. Nick Chubb has been balling, but the yellow boomerangs just find a way. They take the lead heading into the second half. 4th quarter. Very close game. Actually, not close enough. If you're a fan of the Orange Heads, they're down 10 and they're on defense. It looks like we have a winner. The yellow boomerangs are the best logo twins in the NFL, according to Madden. Thank you guys for watching to the end. Shout out to the Chargers and the Rams for getting it done, rising above the rest, and also shout out to the Orange Heads, okay? The Broncos and the Browns for getting all the way to the last game of the tournament. Nick Chubb was killing it. Once you get down, you have to start passing, okay? So credit to Cooper Kupp and company for making it happen. Thank you guys for watching to the end. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you on the next one.